Okay, so it's time for Love and Marriage Detroit. And I'm going to start this one how I started the last one. Kristina, why you couldn't let your husband and Anthony have that conversation amongst themselves? Huh? Why is it every time it's a woman, you, Colby, Brandon got all all the mouth in the world. But when it's a man, he's silent. Russell, he was silent. Anthony, he's silent. And he still didn't address his issue with Bravo. It's always in the confessional. I find that very peculiar. It's almost as if you and your husband can only bond over issues with other people. It's almost as if y'all want to ignore your issues with each other by fighting with the other couples. Mm-hmm. And then you got an issue with LaToya because LaToya doesn't like public embarrassment because you and your husband always cutting up in public. Well, I guess that is the only time you see your husband. But LaToya is a doctor, okay? And I'm not here for respectability politics, but I do think a doctor should have a certain level of respectability in their community because that's how LaToya keeps her money coming in steadily. That is why LaToya doesn't have to beef with somebody else over no brand deal with Harper Ray. I'm confused because Russell just said that finances making sense are the only thing holding up the purchase of the gym. But I clearly remember him saying that he want Colby to manage the day-to-day. That seems like a holdup. Colby don't even know she want to manage the day-to-day because she ain't been involved in none of this process. And you talking about you gonna go see if you can negotiate a deal. What's you talking about? And y'all didn't even talk about this since your last meeting when y'all had that little scuffle down at the skating rink. I don't understand. You started seminary school without talking to him? You about to do this without talking to him? And you want her to manage operations? You just don't seem very respectful of your wife's wishes and wants. And that's the problem for me. I thought y'all was friends for 20 years, Brandon. What you mean you don't know what Anthony is? What you mean Anthony is a mystery? Anthony told us from the jump he works for Live Nation. Live Nation. You own Star Factory and ain't got no stars. Talking about you want to be the next Motown. You are not Berry Gordy, baby. Between the two of you, if I'm an artist, I'm going with Anthony. Now, Colby, I understand that based on how you grew up, because we saw your pappy and your mama, that you may think that leaders just sometimes make decisions. But no. A good leader considers how everyone is going to be affected, and they make sure that they get buy-in from their stakeholders. And you, as Russell's wife, you are the stakeholder, okay? You are the main stakeholder. I really like Chelsea. Like, I am very open to her being a full-time cast member because she has a good cabeza on her shoulders, okay? That girl always talks sense every scene that we see her in. Chelsea was making sense until that last little sentence. Colby is not no co-star in her own home. She is the leading lady. Let's get it right. Miss Brittany stepped on the scene looking real cute. The finger-waves, that outfit, beautiful. Kristina, why would Anthony tell you that your husband said that he don't like somebody else? I'm not understanding. Why would that be a conversation that Anthony needs to have with you? And Anthony was being a little messy, but he did tell Brittany that that might be a conversation that she needs to have with Brandon and Kristina, which seems like the right thing to say. And Kristina, the fact that you aren't willing to say definitively that Brandon ain't got no problem with you, Brittany, tells me that you may know that your husband is not the most fond of her. Something about Russell being a spiritual leader just don't. Brandon, how is Anthony trying to make your marriage difficult? Explain this one to me, like I'm 5 years old, please. Because I never seen nobody shift the blame like that. My good God. Y'all are here to study the Bible, but reflect on how you show up as leaders? Yeah, Russell is in divinity school so that he can learn how to further rationalize his patriarchal misogyny. Yeah, the Bible has many a lesson, and that's the one you want to start with? Okay. So I'm not here, at least not in this video, to critique Christianity, but some of the things that I learned from the first book of the Bible was that men may not be the best decision makers, okay? Because Adam should have told Eve, nah, babe, I'm good. I don't want to eat that. And, Cain should have not killed his brother. I'm just saying. I hate this thing that we do in society when we pretend that men and women are like different species. I really do because, and I quote, as men, we don't need to raise our voice. As adults, okay? As adults. Not Kristina calling Russell to lie on Anthony. When she didn't even call Colby to say, hey girl, sorry, how you doing? Happy belated birthday. You really gonna sit up here and lie and say that Anthony was disparaging Colby and Russell to Brittany when Brittany told you to your face that Anthony said nothing about Colby and Russell? Anthony said Brandon and Kristina. Did you forget who Brandon and Kristina was? Now, what Anthony is saying tracks exactly with what Brittany told Kristina. Brandon, you are not a good actor. What? We don't believe you. And you see how Brandon goes to shift the conversation back to this damn showcase? No. Let's talk about the fact that you and your wife are liars. Let's talk about that. Brandon, come here. Let me tell you a secret. Generational wealth is the goal. Your daddy money is never an insult. Never. Brandon, you're a gaslighter, and that's probably where your wife learned it from and tried to pull it on Colby. But what you're not going to sit up in our faces and do is pretend that Anthony doesn't have a reason to be upset when you're sitting here lying on him, when you're trying to downplay his accomplishments. And in fact, he is correct. Star Factory has not made any stars, okay? Big Sean came to you first? To do what? Did he sign with you? Was he your artist? Elaborate, please. And furthermore, you're not going to pretend that you were not getting upset because you started throwing them shots at Anthony because Anthony was telling the truth about you being a liar. Okay? And also, I've been following Big Sean's career since his first mixtape. I ain't never seen a Star Factory, heard a Star Factory shout out, nothing. And then you admit that you don't know if it's his daddy's money or not. Well, what we all know, sweetheart, is that you have no money. Your daddy's or otherwise. So now I want to deal in hypotheticals. Well, let's say I said it then. What was the motive behind you telling Brittany I said it? She said she was going to work with y'all, and why would I want somebody that I work with, someone that I'm cool with, someone I'm close with, to be working with somebody who don't like them? And matter of fact, he told Brittany to speak to you and Kristina about it. He ain't say don't work with him. It's really given that you and your wife don't like Brittany, but y'all see her value, so y'all want to use her. Because y'all are users. The same way you wanted to use Anthony for this showcase, but then act like he don't do nothing, like he ain't in this business, then why'd you bring him into it? If he couldn't contribute, if he doesn't have value in this space, why did you invite him to be a part of this? You're not even a good liar, Brandon. What you mean? Well, if I said it, it was taken out of context, but I don't remember saying it. If you don't remember saying it, how are you so sure that it was taken out of context? Lie better. I hope these ain't the lies you be telling Kristina and she be believing them, because then I know for sure that she a dumb. I almost forgot this supposed to be Bible study because we ain't cracked the Bible open yet. And you lying at Bible study. Russell, let's go ahead and start with the commandments, please. So Bravo admits that he was the one who pushed forward with the showcase because he felt as though Anthony and Brandon weren't talking. And Brandon still ain't got the balls to say nothing to Bravo about his issue with that. He's such a nutsack. And Anthony better than me because you can't play that, well, if I said it, game with me. No. You said it. You know you said it. And if you won't sit up here and say that you said it, it's you. Now Colby and Kristina got to do the sit down. That could have been done over the phone, to Colby's point. And Kristina already started with the bullshit. Like, girl, Kristina don't want to have no conversation over the phone because she wants to be a reality TV star. And so she got to do the shit in person. Like, you going to ruin all your friendships and end up not on the show at all. And Kristina's so damn patient and said, well, I beat the braces off that bitch. Kristina is getting the exact reaction she wanted out of Colby and why she wanted to have this conversation in person. Colby, don't get his bitch not another minute of your damn time. No, that's not what happened. Bitch, yes, it is what happened, and we all know it. Kristina, you gonna play like it takes more energy for you to call Colby than it does for you to come all the way to sit down in her face and talk about this? We do know Colby why she wants to have this conversation in person. You ain't gotta break the fourth wall because we see straight through it. We've been watching reality TV long enough to see right through Kristina. And that's why LaToya called her fake at the skinny rings, because we all see it. It was a good episode, but I'm over Brandon and Kristina, like, thoroughly.